Hi there, folks. Good evening and welcome to the Tuesday Night Live show for January 25th, 2022. Tonight's special guest is Santa Melissa, also known as Santa Mel, and she will be joining us tonight from Benton, Arkansas. So everyone, don't go anywhere. We'll be coming right back on the other side of this. Welcome back to the show. I'm Santa Bob, and we are so excited to be here tonight. Please give a warm welcome to my co-host, Santa Barry, and our show producer, Elf Angela.
Hey, good to see everybody tonight. Welcome from Northwest Alabama. Glad you're with us tonight. Hope you've had a good week.
It's been a good week, been a busy week, and we're so excited to be here tonight. Season 2 of the Tuesday Night Live show has seen 2 amazing guests, and we are so thrilled that you have chosen to spend the next hour with us and our guest. We're dedicated to always bringing you meaningful content relevant to our commitment of helping raise your professionalism as an entertainer. Let's kick off tonight's show with you. If you like our show and would like to help us reach more viewers, it costs nothing to share, guys. Just reach over and hit the button for us, please. And the show is always and has always been free and is free.
Reach over there and give us a like and share this program. We know you have a choice with your time on Tuesday night, and thank you so much for being here with us.
That's right, and we've announced the last 2 weeks, and we're still excited about this, that Sleigh Driver Apparel Company has come back as one of our major sponsors for the 2022 season. So thank you, Derek, and we're going to run this right here.
All right. Thank you, Sleigh Driver Apparel Company, for sponsoring this trivia question tonight. Here is the question. What were Frosty the Snowman's last words? What were Frosty the Snowman's last words?
Famous last words. This one should be fairly easy if you watch the movie.
And it's not, I wouldn't have melted if somebody had had a freezer handy.
Nope. Nope, not that one. Hey, then there's a lot of Frosty jokes out there.
Absolutely.
Sorry, Scott. Yeah, Scott. And we should mention this at that time. Thanks for the lead in, Scott. If you are a winner of either of our trivia questions, you will be put into a 90-day hold that you cannot be eligible to play for 90 days. That way it gives everyone a chance to be a winner.
We got a Facebook user there that's probably got a spell at the end of the word, but that's just about it right there. And Tommy, you was close.
Tommy, miss it?
Yeah, he had.
He put it Christmas Day.
Yeah, that was close, but it had to be exactly. I'll be back again someday. So,
I'll be
well,
back.
very good. Whoever that is, again, sorry we don't always get your Facebook name. A lot of our comments come up as Facebook user. If everyone would tonight, please before you type in a comment, even if you think your name is going to show up or not, just type your name in first. That way we don't kind of have this problem of not knowing who the Facebook user is. But whoever had that comment, please throw your name in for us and either send me or Barry your mailing address in a private message in Facebook. That way we can get Derek to get your prize for the correct answer. And I'm pretty sure he told me today that he will be sending out one of those real nice metal coins that he had manufactured. So be looking
Congratulations,
forward to
man.
that.
All right, let's get into the show. Please welcome tonight's guest to the Tuesday Night Live show, coming to us from Benton, Arkansas, Melissa Lynn Rickard. Hello, Melissa.
Hello, how are you guys?
Doing great.
Good.
Glad to have you.
Well, thank you for having me, and every single one of you, thank you.
Now, you had a statement on when we asked you to put a bio in for this show, and I want to read it, and that was pretty neat. It says, Santa Mel wants to stress, I did not wake up one day stating, I am a woman, I can be Santa, with intentions of breaking into a man's world. No, not at all. Fate brought me to the suit. And we'll talk a little bit about that later on, about how your journey to the red suit.
Mm-hmm. Definitely true. I did not want to break any ceilings on this. It was definitely fate and a good form of fate. Very cool.
Exactly. So, Melissa, welcome to the Tuesday Night Live show. And most folks probably did not know, but you were born in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania.
Yes.
January 18th of 1974. I don't usually like to give away a woman's age, but it was part of what you submitted to us. I even looked it up, and that was on a Friday. I don't know if you know that or not.
Yes.
Just in time for the weekend. So, the weekend was there. It was time to get started. How long have you been performing as Santa, and what age did you first don the red suit?
I have been a Santa for 28 years. The last roughly 6 years pro and semi-pro. I first put the suit on when I was 17 years old at a charity event, and took a couple years off, and then really started filling in more and picking up more and more, and just actually being Santa. It was neat how it took off. I started at a Shriners Hospital for children. My father was head of the Masonic Youth Committee for his shrine. And we had a Santa that worked with us for years. I hope I'm not jumping the gun here, guys. And he warmed up the crowd. We warmed up the crowd at the Shriners Hospital in Philadelphia at their old location. And kids were all warmed up, ready to go. And this Santa Claus fell ill and had a grand mal seizure. And we had to think fast and definitely put in a Santa from that point on. So that's what drew me to it.
Well, you'd shared, Melissa, that because you'd memorized a poem, that's why they put you in the suit. What was that poem?
I memorized around that time for high school was A Visit from St. Nick. 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. And my dad looked at me and he said, hey, you just memorized that book, didn't you? And I said, yes. He said, you think you could put on that suit? You're the only one that'll fit it. Still not sure if that was a compliment to this day, but we put the suit on, and I did memorize it. And I said, sure, if you believe in me, I believe in me. And I put the suit on and went into a room full of beautiful, happy children, and just recited that poem from my heart. And it was neat. They were all so captivated, and I don't even remember the whole thing. I remember the whole poem, but I don't remember from walking into that room to the time it was over, because it was just such an overwhelming sense of joy. It was just amazing. I was hooked.
That's a great story. Now, have you ever had a child look at you and wonder if you was female or not? Has that ever happened?
Knock on wood, no. I am truly blessed in more ways than one. I'm able to conceal some of the obvious. The main problem I have is my voice, but I've been working with different techniques to lower my voice. And I haven't had any children or adults yet really call me out on it. So I'm lucky in all these years. I'm waiting for someone to get wise eventually, but nobody yet has found out anything. When they call me afterwards, sometimes I tell them, and they're like, are you for real? And I said, yes. And It cracks me up because it kind of knocks them down, and that makes me feel really good and kind of makes me feel like I'm doing the right thing, doing Santa Claus the right justice.
Well, I know, and many of our guests and viewers have probably seen pictures of you in costume. I always had to use the term costume, but I tell you, you have a fantastic look, and I don't see how anyone would ever be able to tell anything otherwise. And it's all back to that portrayal. As long as you're putting on the proper portrayal, you know what you're doing. You're selling that goods to the public. They will never ask that question, I don't believe.
Absolutely. You have to actually, believe in the gift that you have. So, and if you look the part and you portray the part, then you're doing it justice. So thank you for the compliments. I work really, really hard. I know everyone works hard when they're going out for an appearance, but I try to do the extra things, work extra hard just so the magic is still there.
Exactly. So, what was one of your favorite memories from not only being a volunteer for the Masonic youth groups, but most of all then from portraying Santa for the Shriners Hospital for Children?
I have a twofold favorite memory with portraying Santa. I was a member of the International Order of the Rainbow for Girls, which is a Masonic youth organization for girls aged 11 to 21. I think it's 12 to 21 now. And we had a gentleman that was always our Santa locally. And one day he was playing Santa, and I showed up in my Santa suit, and we did kind of like an impromptu mind session, which was really, really funny. But my most favorite memory, I go back to that very first time, I'm going to tear up, at the Shriners Hospital. The look on these kids' faces was amazing. My favorite aspect of that one day is I had gone to get a drink of water afterwards, and this little Hispanic kid that didn't speak any English came up to me and just hugged me so hard that every broken piece I had in my heart came back together that day. And I still think of that child now, who actually, when we followed up with years down the road, he's actually a orthopedic surgeon now, which is fantastic. So I just think back to that. That's one of my most fondest memories right there.
That's pretty cool. No matter how tired you get after a long day, ask Santa. I know all it takes is one, that next child to come in with that smile or that big hug, and it just energizes you so much. So I don't remember where I was going with this, but I was wanting to ask you if you had any nerves the first time when you put the suit on, right after the Santa had fell ill.
I'll say to Bob, I have nerves every time, but the first time, it was a brief moment of sheer panic. Like, oh my gosh, I'm a woman. What can I pull this off? And I had been training most of my life, and my cookie zone was already coming to fruition. So I knew I could do it, but I was really nervous. My voice was really shaky. And back then I didn't know different voice techniques, and I was talking really deep and really low and ended up spraining my vocal cords because I wanted to do such a good job and I didn't want to let these kids down. But after about, the time where I said away to the window, I flew like a flash, my nerves chilled out. It was pretty cool from then on out.
Yeah, being able to have that poem memorized was probably definitely a plus on that aspect of calming your nerves down as you went through it, because you already knew where you were headed. So I know it's really easy as performers. I know we all probably go through that same nervousness before performing. Even I don't care how long you've been doing it, you still kind of get that little bit of butterflies in your stomach before you go home. But well, I do remember the first time it was one of those that I'm just like you. Can I do this? So Barry.
Yeah, Mel, I wanted to ask you now, as a child, what's one or two of your favorite memories from Christmas time with your family?
I have so many wonderful, wonderful memories. I was truly blessed by God that I was brought up in a loving household with a mother and a father who love holidays. A lot of my Christmas traditions and passion I do get from my mother, who's watching this probably as we speak. So that's the truth, Mom. Um, my favorite thing is when my younger brother Christopher, and I got put down for naps. My mother during the Christmas season would put a decoration out, and when we woke up from our naps, we had to find that decoration. So, looking back from a parental standpoint, that was a good idea, Mom, to get us to take a nap. But in another way, it was the magic of waking up and finding where did this decoration get hidden in the house. And then a couple of days before Christmas, maybe a couple of weeks, Santa would come that night and put the tree up while we were sleeping. That was always amazing. And as I get older, um, definitely church on Christmas Eve. And where we lived in Willow Grove, they would do a whole, they would save milk gallons throughout the year and put candles in it and line the entire streets for miles and miles. And as I got older, I kind of chairpersoned our little area. And that was really fun just to see the beauty of all those lanterns lit up in the snow and in the cold. Just so many fond memories. You know, my dad reading Twas the Night Before Christmas, my brother and I coming down Christmas morning to that big old bright light from the 8mm camera, not seeing for a few minutes because the light was so bright, and then seeing all the magic of Christmas in the living room. It was just so many happy memories. You know, I was truly blessed with wonderful parents and just wonderful opportunities to create traditions.
Was it a tradition in y'all's household to do the stockings and wait till Christmas morning to open all the presents? Or so I know some families nowadays let their children open one or two ahead of time. So I was just curious about that.
I get this from my mom as well. We would always get a gift Christmas Eve, and it was normally pajamas, which was fantastic. But we waited till Christmas Day, and this is a tradition that I still carry on with my husband. We wait till Christmas Day, and we would take turns. Like I would open a gift, then my brother Chris would open a gift, then my mom and my dad, and we'd rotate. And it would kind of extend that bonding of family and the Christmas magic a little bit longer. And then when we were done that, my mom would we'd pull her famous Christmas tree bread out of the oven. We'd have that. And then we'd go and open our stockings. Now, we always individually wrap everything in our stockings. So we would take turns with that too. So instead of running down, ripping everything open, we had a good few hours of just opening gifts and talking about them and being thankful and blessed by each one of them. And I still love doing it to this day. My husband would rather tear into things, but I like the magic.
Special time with family for sure. Mm-hmm. So Mel, at this time, let's take us a short breather. This is where we always do the Tuesday Night Live show special product announcements. So stay with us and we'll come back on the other side of this. Stop the show. It's time for the Tuesday Night Live Showstopper Special. And for this week's StuffForSanta.com Showstopper Special, we're going to head on out there, check in with the head clown at large and in charge, Spangle. Hey, Spangle.
Hi, can everybody hear me?
Yes, sir.
Good. Hey, this week's special from the Stuff for Santa, we have our red and green coins. These are real popular. They are $15 a roll plus shipping. We're going to give you 5 rolls for $45. So you can get them all. I mean, what a savings. I mean, that's like paying for 3 and getting 2 free. So what a deal.
Yes, it is. And that's with free shipping, you said, correct?
StuffForSanta.com.
And now that's good for 1 week, which will expire next Monday. So between now and then, correct? Uh-oh, we lost Spangle.
We'll roll with it for a week.
For a week, exactly. We'll have to wait for him to come back because we've got next segment is also Spangles.
Last time he went out like this.
You
we
are
told him-
watching the Tuesday Night Live show with Bob Berry and Angela. Sponsored by StuffForSanta.com and SchoolOfSantas.com, where you can find everything you need to support your Santa and Mrs. Claus business. Remember, if Spangle ain't got it, it doesn't exist. So contact Spangle at StuffForSanta.com today. Now back to the show.
Barry done it again, Spangle.
What did he do?
I was going to try to give away one of your free $1,500 Santa suits.
Oh my goodness.
Shipping and handling of $1,500.
Technology booted me out right at the end.
Hey,
But I'm back.
It happens. Okay, so we're going to run the promo here, and then we'll come back on the other side of that and do the trivia question. All right, so this trivia question is sponsored by StuffForSanta.com and SchoolOfSantas.com. And so here we go. Get ready. This was a tough one, but if you paid any attention to Spangle or my post in the past year, you'll get this one pretty quick. On May 5th of last year, two fellow Santas met Spangle in another state to haul his new 36-foot mobile store StuffForSanta.com trailer back home for him, while he still spent 2 more weeks out on the road visiting other Santa events, different Santa events across the country. What was the name of the town and state where the two Santas met Spangle and picked up the new trailer from the manufacturing company? What was the name of the town and the state? We talked about this pretty extensively for weeks. Those of you who keep up with Spangle and I was one of the two Santas. So you should be able to find it pretty quick.
I know the answer.
Me too. I was there. Oh, and one of the things too was Spangle. He actually crashed an airplane there at the airport that weekend. I don't know how many of you saw that
You
picture.
got to fly better, Spangle.
Yeah.
And we went to eat lunch, and after we picked up the trailer, and Spangle found an old crashed airplane out front and made a funny out of it. It was pretty hilarious. What was the name of the town and state? Anyone have a guess?
The Elkhart, Indiana was not correct.
Not correct. And there are trailer.
You know, Spangle's always going to try to make a funny out of something.
Oh yeah, yeah. There's trailer manufacturing companies everywhere across the country, but this was particular. We talked about it even on the Tuesday Night Live show because me and the other Santa did our segment from his vehicle in a rainstorm, a real bad lightning storm.
It's not Elkhart, Indiana.
No. This one may take a while, Spangle. I'll tell you what. Nope. Joe, not correct. We can tell you it's in the deep south.
I think Daisy Mae's making peach cobbler.
She says cars, she'll give you the answer.
We're going to put a time limit on this, or
Whatever you guys think.
Well,
That was the
now,
clue.
tell them what you're giving away, Spangle, if anyone gets it correct.
We're giving away one of our $75 Santa or Mrs. Claus rings.
somebody had to guess Atlanta, Georgia.
That's close, but no cigar. Real close. No, Edmond, Oklahoma is where the other Santa was from. Okay, do you want to go ahead and file your report while people guess, Spangle, and we can come back to this on the other
All
side?
right.
So right here, hang on. I want to introduce the fact that this report is filed by Tuesday Night Live roving field reporter Spangle the Clown. Back to you, Spangle.
Hi, guys, and welcome back to the all new roving report of the roving Sat Bob's Live thing. Anyways, last Saturday, I took 2 people with me, and we went up to the Heart of America Santas. We had over 50 Santas and Mrs. Clauses there. We even have a picture with like 30 Santas in it. It was a great time. This is something that we're going to be bringing to you every week. And if you would like us to visit you too, send us a message and let us know. Thank you.
That's correct. Now, show a picture. I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Look at that. Did you see that, Barry?
I saw
Go
that.
again, Spangle.
And we have a winner.
And we do have a winner on the trivia question. Santa Michael Howell has got it correct. Douglas, Georgia is where we went to pick up the trailer. There wasn't a whole lot in Douglas in the corner that we were in, but I'll tell you what, that manufacturing company that you got the trailer from, that was a operation there, a very, very big place. Lots of fancy, nice trailers, race car trailers of every sort. Fantastic company.
And they actually put out trailers under a lot of different company names too.
Yes, they did. I don't know if you want to mention the name of the company. If you want, you can.
Mine was USA Cargo. That was I believe the actual company name is Rock Solid, and they produce like about 12 different manufacturing companies or different trailer companies.
Yeah. So real quick, we're going to put up. You hadn't showed that yet, right?
Not ready.
Okay. Real quick, we're going to put up the real quick picture of you from last weekend.
It was a blast.
That's his new trailer. Very nice. Him and Daisy May worked really hard at outfitting the inside of the trailer out with racking, shelving for hanging costumes and all sorts of things. It's got 2 air conditioners, heater. So if he's out on a cold day, you can come in. You said you had 13 people shopping at one time inside.
At one time, we had 13 people in there.
Plenty of room for everyone to step in out of the weather, be it rain, hot, cold, and shopping comfort. Fantastic idea that he's come up with, and it is loaded down with merchandise, believe me.
Yeah. Thank you.
Very good, Spangle. Thank you so much for everything you do. Thank you for the report. That was fantastic. We have another one coming up later on in the show from Randall Checker Lee, and we'll get to that towards the end. But right now, we want to kick it over to Barry.
All right, Mel. Welcome back, everyone. We want to get to know you a little bit. Now, before continuing on your Santa journey, let's find out about Melissa. Tell us what you do and love outside of the red suit as Melissa Lynn.
I love that question. As Melissa Lynn, I am a surgical director for a amazing retina practice in Little Rock, who is actually so understanding and so very good to me, portraying Santa when it comes to my work schedule, and just her support is amazing. Plus, I absolutely love helping people see. The eyes are the windows to the soul, and it's a passion of mine to help people see better. And running a surgical department, I have a hand in that, and I'm truly blessed to do that. I am also president of the Saline County Professional Women's Lions Club. We're a relatively new all-female Lions Club in Saline County, Arkansas. And we support our local community by taking care of the hungry and homeless. We take care of our environment, and we take care of people who have visual needs, like the blind and low vision, and people that need cataracts operated on and eye surgery. So I'm very passionate about that. I'm a mom of 2 fur babies and a wife of an amazing husband. I really enjoy spending time with my family. I really enjoy reading. I'm an avid reader. Right now, I'm reading The Art of Storytelling. I'm always reading. I always like to do something. I guess I'm a bunch of nervous energy. Maybe it's the ADD. I don't know. But I'm really passionate about a lot of things. But it all boils down to I'm really passionate about helping people. And I'm really, really passionate about sending love and blessings to people. Plus, I study World War II aviation as well. So I have a lot of hobbies and interests.
That's great. You know, the pilot in me, when I read that part about you and the aviation and everything, it's like, that's pretty cool.
I enjoy it. But definitely I love helping people see better.
Yes, it is. And everything that you just mentioned, Melissa, is why your Santa heart is so large.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
So let's move on. I have a question. Do you perform with other entertainers, as in a Mrs. Claus or elves? And do any of your performances or visits include story time? Or even going a step further than that, do you use a lot of backstories in your portrayal?
That's a great question. Yes, I do. I have an elf and Mrs. Claus, simply because I can't ask my husband to wear a dress. That would probably be a little weird. My best, my best friend Maggie, I can portray as Mrs. Claus and my elf Jingles. This year, she'll actually portray like a more Jack Frost elf character as well. Um, we kind of, when we're put together, we're really good at improving back and forth. So we have basic backstories, but they change based on situations. Um, Whenever anything's going wrong at the North Pole and I'm with Mrs. Claus, we blame Jingles, and vice versa. Um, we we really kind of get into the details, and she's just a master at that. And with the all the talents that I've learned with all my friends over the years, she really makes a good yin to my yang and playing off of people. So yes, we have backstories, but they change, and that's what makes it interesting. But she is Mrs. Claus. She is my elf, and she is my best friend in this world. So I use her pretty much for everything, and she's rises to every challenge.
It's always wonderful to have someone that you can depend on, and being a best friend, you know each other so well and play off each other so well. So that's definitely an asset.
Mhm.
So I know that this past year, some pretty cool stuff happened in your career as Santa. I know you started a Facebook group. You took a class, the workshop by Stuart Deacon, who will be one of our future guests coming up here. And you joined a couple of groups. You want to tell us about those?
Sure, sure. Well, last year, I formed Santa's Magical Fellowship Group. It's a place where Santas can just hop on and share knowledge and share tips and just visit and have fellowship. And I invite everyone to join. It's Santa's Magical Fellowship Group. We'll be meeting on Thursday nights, I believe, starting in May. So please join us there. I last 2 years I've taken Stuart Deacon's Santa Claus workshop courses, and let me tell you, I have learned so much from video presentation to audio to taking care of beards, carrying and caring for suits, just a whole lot of good information. Um, Anyone that's new to the game, that's one thing I really recommend. He has a really good course. He has different levels, but I've been doing this a long time, but I've learned so much. It's an amazing course. And I have to almost apologize. And some of these Santas out here know what I'm talking about. I submitted a request to join iBurbs and mistakenly, and I apologize, applied as a real bearded Santa, which I do not have. But they were nice enough to let me resubmit my application, and iBurbs actually accepted me as an associate member that's a female and a Santa. So that was absolutely amazing. I never expected that to happen, and I am so blessed to be just grouped into that amazing group. I'm still just shocked by that. But what I'm really excited about is joining MAPS, the Michigan Association of Professional Santas. I can't tell you how amazing these folks are. You know that feeling when you're away from home for a while, like you go to college or you go to travel and you come home and you're welcomed with open arms? I haven't met any of these guys in person. I went up there this past weekend, the weekend before last, for their wrap-up banquet, and it was like coming home to family. There's just, I can't express enough how much love and acceptance the members of MAPS have given me, and how much encouragement and just blessings that I have been blessed with from them. They're just the greatest bunch of guys and girls. There's a female Mrs. Claus is up there. Just amazing people. You know, Michael Howe, Michael Brewer. I could go through a whole list, of a million people, which are probably watching me right now. But It was just the best experience in my life, Bob and Barry and Spangle. I can't tell you. It was like going home. And it's nice to have that level of acceptance. I've always been not an oddity, but a novelty. And to be treated like an equal just makes my heart sing. And I believe I've been blessed by God with these folks in my life.
Awesome.
Definitely so. And, you know, I have a little tagline that I like to use a lot, and that is always let your Santa and Mrs. Claus heart shine bright. That is a prime example of exactly what I mean by that, the way that you was accepted with open arms and how that felt like home for you. IBRBS has been trying to work for a number of years into being more inclusive. And recently they reworded the bylaws. They didn't change the bylaws. They just defined it where it was more clear. And that's a fantastic group to be part of. And glad that you was accepted and brought into that, because that's a plus in everybody's repertoire to be able to be part of IBRBS. And I don't know if you're going to Atlanta this next year or this summer, but if you're not, and others who have not heard about it or just now hearing about it, check into it, because it's a fantastic weekend full of exactly the same thing, sharing and networking and workshops and all kinds of cool stuff. As far as Deacon goes, we can't wait to have Stuart on here, because his workshops are fantastic. You can catch his series over on YouTube. Barry, you got anything to add to any of that?
No, just Mel, you've been such an inspiration as a Santa. What one or two pieces of advice would you give and share with women who may want to break into the industry as new and inspiring Santa portrayers?
Be Santa. First and foremost, let the magic speak through your heart. And if you're going to portray Santa, portray him as he's supposed to be portrayed. Portray him with that love and that magic that he has. Don't just slap on a suit and a beard and just have people sit on your laps. Embody the character, not the character, but embody Santa. Love who you are and love the gift that you're giving to people. Don't be like, hey kid, what do you want for Christmas? Oh, a football. Good, leave. Just show your love and your magic and spend the time learning. Learn everything you can. Santa and Christmas is more than just, hey, what do you want? It's a lot of lore. It's a lot of history. It's a lot of just basic traditions. Know and learn a little bit about everything. Learn about reindeer. Learn about what makes a good Santa. Learn, basic techniques of how to approach children, especially special needs children, which are near and dear to my heart. Just embody Santa like Santa should be embodied. Don't just slap on a suit and say, hey, I'm a Santa. It doesn't work that way. Just love what you do, and you'll be fine. And if there's any female Santas out there, hit me up. I would be happy to talk with you.
That's great advice. And, one thing too, always willing to listen to the children. And I've had even adults come up and they just want to share with Santa and get stuff off their heart, just be willing to listen.
Yes. And we are better together. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm. And I don't know how many of you have paid attention or followed the Santa Claus Hall of Fame, but there are a couple of women that have been portrayers in the past that have gone into the Hall of Fame. So hopefully, if you hone your craft, you keep on working really hard, we all have the chance of maybe being recognized by our peers someday. But Barry, the question I was going to ask next has already been covered, so we're going to kick it back over to you.
All right. Mel, what's been the most challenging thing that you faced in the red suit?
On a humorous side, which restroom to use, really. That's really, and that's a true story right there, folks. Which restroom to use, because you don't know who's watching. Anyway, the most challenging that I have, and I think every Santa has this, it's being asked, can you bring my grandparents back? They passed away. Or can you make COVID go away? Or my dog Sparky died. Can you bring it back? The normal heartbreaks that we can't fix. That's the most challenging to me, simply because I like to fix things, but I also like to show people love and know that, that God can help them. That Santa's just here to support and love you. But it's hard. The hard questions, the challenging questions are what the world is facing right now. Can we make the world a better place? Can we make COVID go away? Can we make mommy and daddy love each other again? It's those things that I find more challenging. Um, Storytelling right now is a little challenging to me, but I'm working on that as well with Michael Howe and Michael Brewer with their MAPS storytelling group that's going to be starting up here soon. But definitely, it's the hard items, it's the hard sell, it's the heartbreak, and trying to hug that heartbreak and make people feel comfortable. That's what I find more challenging, and I love the challenge. I really do.
That's great. Now, to lighten it up a little bit, I know we've covered a lot. And, as a retired pilot, when I read your bio, I got a little bit excited. And I got a question. What's your favorite aircraft?
Boeing Boeing B-17 Flying Fortress, the Memphis Belle.
Awesome.
Its inception in 1935 through its retirement in 1968. It's been an amazing plane. Now, if I have to geek out on modern planes, I really like the F-22. I would love that, and I'm a big fan of A-10s. Being from Willow Grove, the Willow Grove Naval Air Station was an A-10 base, so warthogs would fly over all the time. But definitely, my favorite plane, hands down, is the B-17 Flying Fortress.
Pretty cool. And I don't know where the Bell is now. They used to have it over there in Memphis. You could go physically touch the thing, and
Don't know where it is.
Don't know where it is.
Yeah. But follow closely. B-29s are cool too. So.
Oh yeah.
Definitely love planes.
All right, Mel, so stay with us. At this point, we're going to jump into the second chapter highlight. And this is something that Barry and I had talked about that we were adding to the program this year. Again, if you've got a group of Santas getting together, it doesn't have to be a chapter. It can just be a number of Santas, Mrs. Clauses coming together for a meal, and you want to give us a little report on that, just reach out to us, because we want to start highlighting some of these different chapters and groups across the country and how their get-togethers are, and report on that. So this report is filed by our Tuesday Night Live roving field reporter, Santa Randall Wagner, Santa Checker Lee, if some of us know him by. And this is what he filed. 2022 Michigan Association of Professional Santas annual wrap-up banquet. That was back on Saturday, January 15th. That's been weekend before last. Had 98 Santas and Mrs. Clauses attend. Now, did he count you as a Santa or Mrs. Claus?
I don't know, maybe both. I'm hoping just Santa, Randall.
Anyway, that was at 5 p.m. when y'all got together. The evening was filled with fun, connecting with brothers and sisters in red. You listened to music. You had sing-alongs, full meal, dessert, photo booth set up, give away door prizes. You also done the last sleigh ride memorial and the pledge for the Santa and Mrs. Claus oath. And that's a fantastic report. We've got a little video clip of some of the pictures, and we come back on the other side. We'll let you talk about some of that stuff, Melissa. And again, if you are a chapter or a non-chapter of IBRBS, you don't even have to be, because MAPS is not, and you're having to get together, take an example from this group here. This group is one of the most organized and best groups in the nation. Their bifold or single fold promos that we we put up there also is a great example of what can be done with a little bit of effort. Again, we've seen a piece in there for the Santa Claus oath. On that is protected, so you cannot use that unless you get written permission from the Santa Claus oath committee. And Felix Estridge is one of those that you would want to contact. His name is on the bottom of that oath. But that's also a cool way to bring Santa's Mrs. Claus together by doing the pledge. The last sleigh ride memorial, we have lost so many this year, and that is such a great tribute. Now, you want to address some of the stuff that we saw there? I know there was a picture of you and Michael and you and Randall.
We had a great time. It was, like I said earlier, it was like coming home. Maps was very, very, very sweet to me. Everybody was so kind and loving, and they let me get up and kind of tell my story in front of everybody. And like tonight, I was nervous as a cat in a room full of rocking chairs, but just the love and acceptance, the photo booth that Roger set up, the music that Sal provided, the place that Randall and the other people of the committee put together, Ted Flynn, Michael Howe, Michael Boer, all the other board members. It was such a seamless, beautiful event. My heart is still touched by the last sleigh ride. That was just a beautiful memorial. It was just a wonderful, wonderful evening. And you just feel like you belong. It was a beautiful place, great food, great fellowship. I learned an awful lot that night and got to see a lot of people I only had a chance to see on the computer. So definitely my highlight of the year. It was probably the highlight of my life, but it was really, really a good time. I really enjoyed myself. It was fun flying during a pandemic, but worth every single minute of it.
It's fantastic. We want to say thank you, Randall, for that report. Fantastic job as always. He is one of our biggest supporters here on the Tuesday Night Live show. Gentleman is a class act, great performer, great Santa, does magic, does all kinds of cool stuff. If you don't know Randall, reach out to him and at least thank him for that report. That was fantastic.
Guys, if anybody got any questions or comments for Melissa at this time, now's the time to pop them in there.
That's right. Any questions or comments?
Thanks, Randall.
And you made a good point. It's very important as a Santa to grow yourself in learning and mentorship. Get plugged into some of these big groups and everything. There'll be people take you under your wing, and they'll mentor you and help you. Be a better Santa. That's how we all get better.
That's correct. Of course, Barry is part of the Cotton State Santas over in Alabama. So, again, if you're in that region, interested in joining one of the chapters over there or that chapter, reach out to Barry. He can get you in touch with the correct people. I am the director and founder of the Texas State Santas. We are an IBRBS chapter. Don't have to be an IBRBS member to be a member of my chapter. So if you're in the Texas area or the 5-state area, as far as that goes, ever worked in Texas, lived in Texas, give me a shout if you'd like to join us. Again, Barry brings up a great point about mentoring. That's what we're all about. That's why we love doing what we do. We love sharing. We love helping others and elevating others up any way that we can. Any other questions?
They did sing happy birthday to me.
We didn't mention that, did we? Going about that?
Yep, at the restaurant the night before and at the MAPS banquet, Michael Howe kind of snuck it in on me twice, and it was absolutely amazing. Best birthday weekend ever.
Good people, by far. All right, Barry, you want to carry the next segment?
Yeah, Mel, stay with us because at this point of the show, before we close out, we do a segment called Santa's Point of View, and we'd be honored right now if you would give us your point of view for tonight.
Well, my Santa's point of view, I just want to remind everyone that we are keepers of such an extraordinary gift. We have an amazing responsibility to folks to embody the magic of Christmas and share the love of Christmas and just share the magic that's in our hearts all year long. Santas and Mrs. Clauses and Christmas performers, need to know that if you keep that magic in your heart all year long and keep Christmas all year long, that's going to shine through you. With the responsibility that we've been given to carry on that magic, some Santas forget that our actions and our words and our love sometimes is felt way deeper than we know. Never stop to touch somebody's heart. Always take that other extra second or two just to tell someone that they're loved and Santa's proud of them, and just connect with them on a level. Christmas has gotten so commercialized. It's so amazing if you just have that one-on-one connection and you just tell kids that there is magic out there and that you are proud of them and that their family loves them. Just make a memorable experience, and share that love and that magic. Be Santa. Don't be some person in a red suit. Embody the magic and embody the love. That's always been my point of view. Keep the magic of Christmas in your heart all the time. So thank you for asking me my point of view. That's just one thing that I always like to remind myself and everybody else. Live Santa, be Santa, and love Santa.
Great point of view, Melissa. And on behalf of my co-hosts, Santa Bob and Elf Angela, thank you so much for taking time to come on the show and sharing your expertise and sharing your heart also. We appreciate that.
It was my privilege. Thank you, guys. And thank you to everybody that tuned in tonight. I love each and every one of you.
And don't forget to go back and read the comments later on, because I'm sure if you're like me, you're concentrating on the show and you don't really get to concentrate so much on the comments. But be sure and go back and dig through there, because I'll tell you what, people have just fantastic things to say about you, Mel. Great point of view. And we want you to stick around, because as the show closes out, we want to go back into the green room and chat for just a moment before we let you go.
Absolutely.
Bye, Barry.
All right, everybody. Invite and share others to this broadcast, where we meet on Tuesday night live show every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Central Time. And also the Bob and Barry Show comes to you on Monday at 3 p.m. Central Time. You can find us at Sat Bob's Live. That's where we're going to be broadcasting primarily. And you can also find us in the Facebook group, Santa and the Business of Being Santa.
Thank you all so much. And keep Christmas in your heart every day, folks.
Melissa, thank you so much for being a fabulous guest. We have so been looking forward to this interview since last year when we first asked you to come on the show. Couldn't wait to get you on. We were not disappointed. Fantastic job. Fantastic Santa. Fantastic heart. Christian woman. Tell John hi for us.
I will.
And thanks to all of our sponsors and all of you who tune in each and every week and take a little bit of time out of your busy night to watch us do these interviews. And I got to tell you, what else you going to do on Tuesday night, right? I mean, Tuesday night's one of those nights. So anyway, you can always catch the recorded replay of this and every Tuesday night live show on both the Sat Bob's Home Group, Santa and the Business of Being Santa, and the Sat Bob's Live Group. Remember to join us for our next Tuesday night live each week, 7 p.m. Central Time, same Claus time, same Claus channel. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, Spangle. Thank you, Derek Dugan. Thanks to everyone. Thank you, Randall, for your report. Barry, thank you for being a great co-host. Most of all, thanks to Elf Angela. She worked so hard behind the scenes. She has spent the whole day putting this program together, and it shows in the final product and results. Love everyone. God bless. Until we see you again next Monday for the Bob and Barry Show or next Tuesday night. Thank you so much.
God bless.
We love you. God bless. And remember, we do this. Be Claus, we care.
Amen. Bye, guys.